All right, guys, so we had a customer send us his Morgan dollar set in little chunks. He's sending us the New Orleans set today. So you guys are going to see all the New Orleans coins that he ever picked out for the Morgan dollar series. And you're going to see the dedication to a certain thing, which is called eye appeal. So when you're taking a look at a lot of these coins, you can see how nice, flashy white most of them are. This is 1879.0, graded mint state 61. When you're taking a look at this coin, it does actually look to have a little circulation to it, but they graded this way back in the day and they called it UNC, but I would call this one like a AU-BU slider. Still a good starter coin for someone wanting to work through their set. We're going to move on to the next one, 80 and 61. So a nice flashy white coin once again. When you're taking a look at a Morgan dollar series or trying to sell or resell your Morgan dollars, you really want to have ones that speak to a lot of people. And most of the time you're looking at how nice is the eye appeal of the Morgan dollar, because there's so many out there. And it's hard to say, I'm going to spend money on a full Morgan dollar set that's ugly, right? So when you're focusing on Morgan dollars, definitely look into that. This is 81.0 and 64. A lot cleaner of a cheek, a lot less marks in the field. Luster is a lot more pure as well. Definitely what you're looking for in a 64. Definitely not a 65 in terms of grade, just because of all the tickiness in the fields. And yeah, not too bad of a coin though. A little bit more of a common but sought after date. Then we have the 82.0, a lot more common of a date as well, but it does have that flash that you need. New Orleans is known for not having a lot of flash to most of the coins, so Bob ended up taking a lot of time to pick out a coin that he really did love, and I'm so glad he did, because we get to pass this on to you guys now. We have most of these posted either on our eBay or on AcoushaCollectibles.com or our whatnot, so you're going to have to check all those things out, because we'd love to sell you guys some coins. Then we have a little bit of a tougher date, 1882 O over S. It is the weak variety. So when you're taking a look here on the reverse, you're going to take a look at the mint mark and the O over S. So the S is actually striking right through the O right there. But this one is not the strong variety, so it is less in terms of value, because when you're wanting a cool little over mint mark, you're wanting it to stand out, you're wanting it to be bold. So that's where there's an increase of premium for ones that are, have the full strong O over S. Now we're getting to a few more commons here, 83.0 and 64. Weaker strike is what this date is known for, so when you're taking a look at the hair, definitely weaker there. The cheek is very clean, but the luster is a little bit subdued. Probably needed a little bit of a light dip to make this coin a little bit more fresh looking, so you can kind of see a little bit of this kind of tannish growth on the reverse and on the obverse, which kind of takes away from its eye appeal. So I would definitely dip this coin if it was raw today, just because it probably would bring out that 65 look to the coin. This coin does look 65 apart from that little weakness in the strike where the ear is, because that's actually what holds up most 83.0s from going higher. Then we have this 84.0. So once again, the strike is strong, a little tickiness in the fields. This coin does have just an amazing look for an 84.0, and a lot of customers resonate with how they want their dollars, which is nice and white or very special toning. Most of the time they don't want anything that's really in between that. Then we have the 85.0, common once again, kind of preaching to the choir. Same exact thing with the 84.0, 83.0. Just nice to look at and attractive, but here's a little bit of a better date. This is the 1886.0, so getting this one in UNC is a little bit harder to obtain, so he wanted to go AU. This coin has been dipped before, as you can see, but when you're focusing on a full Morgan dollar set, you necessarily can't afford the best on every single coin. But when we are talking about coins, we really recommend that people focus on the best coins first, spend the most money on those, because the common ones are very easy to obtain at any time. So the 86.0 was a little bit stronger in terms of detail, so happy about that. Then we have the 87.0, a little tougher as well, but with silver and gold going up so high, this coin's worth like 120, 130 bucks. And I mean, a lot of common dates go for that now. So a lot of the silver and gold price has really eliminated these coins from being better dates, but they're still sought after. They're just on a discount now because of the metal prices. Then we have this 88.0. So when you're taking a look at the detail, nice flashy luster, just goes back to hits again. I think the strike is a little soft. As you can see that from the hairline, there's like the sheen right here. Sheen that goes all the way up the hair. But that's okay. You know what? Still a nice coin. Just holds it back from getting that really strong strike gem 65 grade. Then we have this 89.0, another tough date for the series. Ticky marks in the fields, pure luster. I mean, CAC love this coin. I love this coin. Has a little bit of that kind of peripheral toning on the edges of the coin. But if someone was getting a better date, this would be definitely the one for them. Then we have the 90.0, scarce as well to find with a strike that's strong. This one is notable for not having a strong strike pretty much ever. Like, I think in 65, this coin is worth, you know, $1,000 or $2,000. I think probably $1,500 to $2,000. But this one, super soft strike right above the ear. The ear is soft as well. Taking a look at the reverse, you're seeing the breast feathers, super weak strike on that, but it is an on coin. It's nice, and it is affordable. Then we have the 91.0. So this one, super ticky, as you guys can see. This is how 91.0s come that are uncirculated. They were just beat to death in the bags. The strike is weak. I mean, the coin really does have a nice look to it overall. It has more of like that infused look on the reverse where it has this kind of like deep concave look to it. But the coin is just beat. I mean, the coin's beat, but people still love these and they're still looking for them and they still like them with that eye appeal. Here's the 95.0 Morgan dollar. So when you're taking a look at this one, this coin has been cleaned way back in the day and it has retoned over pretty nicely. This is, you know, the coveted date for the series itself. 95.0 is one of those that people look for on a continual basis, but most of the time with the budget, most people are not going to be willing to spend, you know, $300 or more on each coin. So that was probably Bob's idea for this piece. Stinks it couldn't go a little higher on it, but that's okay. This is the 96.0 AU50. So it has that luster of an AU coin. It's just really been circulated pretty well. So it's held on to AU. Once you're starting to lose that luster, it goes into the XF, and the XF is harder to pick up on that luster, but you guys can definitely agree this coin does reach that AU status just from the eye appeal, looking at the coin face up. Then we have the 97.0. This one is graded AU50. So this one has been cleaned as well. You can see by this kind of weird washiness of this brown tannish look to the coin. It's been dipped to bring out the luster, which got it into that AU50 grade. So that's most of the time what people try to do is they try to dip the coin to push it up to the AU grade so they can get more money. That was the whole point of dipping coins from XF to AU and then AU to BU, trying to get into a different price range so that they can sell their coins for more. Then we have this 1898.0, man, another one, very nice to look at. Not crazy in terms of value, but really nice for an early collector. And you know what, if you're working on your Morgan dollar set and you only have $100 or $110, this is definitely a good choice for that. Then we have the 99.0 and 64 plus. So when you're taking a look at this coin, it really just screams almost gem. I mean, just look at how nice the cheek is, how few ticky marks there are. I'm sure if you crack this coin out today, it possibly could go a 5. But honestly, it doesn't matter too much in terms of premium, especially when you're accounting for all those grading costs for coins. So then we have the 19010. We're skipping a few dates real quick, but this one speaks the same language as most of the other common dates. Bob was just super particular about that. Then we have one of the coins that people often skip, this 1900 O over CC. Nice, attractive, crusty look to the coin. And people do love this over mint mark on the reverse, so you guys can probably barely see it. But you guys will definitely have to check out this one when you're moving towards Morgan dollars. Now we're going to round it out with showing you guys really quickly the 1900 O in 64, the 19020 in 64, and last but not least for those early dollars, 19040 in 64. So thank you guys for watching this part of the video. Make sure to follow us on Whatnot, subscribe to our channel, and we're going to be posting more cool stuff like this. So make sure to subscribe.